Right now, as much as I don't want to divorce him, that's where I'm going. It breaks my heart because I know he can be a good man, I know. But now I don't know.
Hello there, my friends. I've got to get all of this off my chest. I really have. How the F has Angela managed to flip the script? Yes, guys, that's right. I'm talking about 90 Day Fiance. And today we're going to be looking at how Angela managed to get everybody on her side at the tell-all. Now, as I'm sure you're all aware, Angela started out this tell-all by rocking up into the studio in slippers, screaming and shouting at Usman, giving Yara an impromptu Georgia shower, giving everybody a round of fucks and a couple of good goddams, before peacing out and caterwalking GD Hadid style out of the studio and down the street. And to a man, every single castmate was very anti-Angela. It's fair to say she was just slightly less popular than Vladimir Putin. So imagine the Ebird's surprise when a mere couple of hours later she has every single one of the chumps in that studio sipping the Kool-Aid like it was crystal. But don't worry, I'll get to the bottom of this. But just before I do, I want to say a massive thank you to everyone who's subscribed to my channel. But if you've yet to do so, please hit that big red button marked subscribe. And also, if you enjoy the content, please don't forget to smash the like button. Thanks, guys. Right, so without further ado, I present to you Angela and Michael, the tell-all riddle. Here's how I see the relationship of Angela and Michael. It's toxic, it's transactional, and it's terrible. In short, he wants a green card, and she wants someone to meet her needs. Their hardly love's young dream. Both parties have cheated of sorts. Angela online with this Billy guy, and Michael online with this brand new girl that we've literally just found out about. But lest we forget, Michael cheated at the start of their relationship as well, and Angela, well, she did flirt up a storm with her plastic surgeon, and she also went out partying with him in LA, one Dr. Michael Obeng. So very recently, Angela discovered that Michael was DMing this woman in America, and good lord, you would have thought he'd had a secret wife and 3 kids somewhere. But the whole of the cast, they're all on Angela's side, and they round on Michael. And let me tell you, they called him everything but a child of God. Now, just to clarify, I am not suggesting, not for a second, that Michael's in any way innocent. Do I think he's in it for a green card? Yes, I do. Why do I believe that? Well, the alternative is to imagine he's in love with Angela. And that's far too ridiculous to contemplate. But like I said earlier, this relationship is transactional. Angela's getting those TLC checks, and Michael has the hope of moving to the US of A. They are both in it for nefarious reasons. And whilst Michael is a cheat and a liar, Angela is physically, financially and emotionally abusive. She's bullied Michael for years and years. He's not allowed to go to work. She gives him a little allowance, so he has to stay in the house. He's only allowed to have one mobile phone. He's not allowed to have any social media at all. And she has full access to his bank account so she can see what's being withdrawn and spent. Now, as you more than likely know from the comments section, one of my pet hates is when people say, oh, if a man did this to a woman, yeah. If your auntie had bollocks, she'd be your uncle. But in this situation, it is for once entirely applicable. So why, oh why, did the cast, to a man, all side with Angela? Michael's a demon, he's the devil. And poor Angela, well, we don't know how she'll cope. And also I believe that Sean should be a little less biased. But don't take my word for it, let's survey the evidence. So the first time we meet up with Angela in this segment, she's sitting out in the street. Fag on, bra off, slagging off her husband to a mate. As you do. She takes a swig of water, gobs it out onto the street, and then decides to join the rest of the cast to continue the tell-all. Well, the theatrics start nice and early. Right before she goes on stage, she sprays herself with holy water, as if Angela's godly. The clear insinuation from this producer-led segment is that Angela is God-fearing, ergo Michael is not. So she walks onto stage, she sits down, and she makes a kind of, well, and I want to call it an apology, but I won't because it wasn't. And she delivers a series of excuses to the cast, each and every one of them as shit as the last. And then Sean puts on her newsreader voice, which is barely distinguishable from her reality TV tell-all special host voice, And she said Angela travelled to Nigeria to try and sort out her relationship with husband Michael. But upon returning, her worst fears were realised. She caught Michael cyber cheating with another woman. And they cut to a video of Angela playing the voice notes of Michael's cheating.
I'm trying to call you now, you're not picking up. I've been busy trying to sort things out, okay? Just trust me, please. Also, I have some money coming to your side.
No.
I'll let you know, okay? I'll call you, please. I love you, man. I miss you.
But I've got to say, listening to those voice notes, Michael, you ain't ish. You have money for her. What money? You don't have any money. Maybe it's TLC money. Who knows? And then also Michael said that he loved her. Well, we know he bandies that one about because he says he loves Angela too. And we all know that's decidedly unlikely. But back in the studio, Angela's absolutely bawling her eyes out, and so I could understand why none of the cast go in on her at this point. She does know how to weaponise a tear. And she said that he'd really broken her heart, and that she didn't deserve this. And then Usman chimes in through his unfixed teeth, and he said, I'm shocked, and now I realise why you didn't want him to be on social media. Kim was a bit more vocal. She said, Michael, you're a dick, yo. Kim really does make me laugh. And so guys, the whole time Angela's crying and Michael's simply saying, oh Angie, it's okay, don't cry Angie. Okay, isn't quite what's needed here, Michael. You need to say I'm sorry emphatically and throw yourself on your sword. Angie, it's okay, please. It's not okay, Michael. You're a lying son of a bitch. And then Michael sought to excuse himself by saying, well, she was a fan and she messaged me, but then I kind of took it too far. I know it's my fault. Took it too far, Michael. You said you loved her and you planned to send money to her. But Angela's not quite finished yet. Her face screwed up and contorted with sadness. She looked Michael straight in the monitor and she said, I didn't deserve this. It seems to me you're in love with another bitch. But the next couple of revelations are, well, they're not just bad, they're terrible. Michael apparently sent a message to this woman and it said, don't worry, as soon as I get to the States, I'll come straight to you. What? Oh dear, it's giving me shades of Danielle and Mohammed. Or Molly and Lewis, even Mohammed. Or in fact, Natalie and Mike. God, there's bloody loads. I've said this before and I'll say it again. There's a problem. If somebody brings you over on their visa, you shouldn't be able to split up with them within a few weeks of getting married and then still be able to stay in the country. This surely makes the system very open to being exploited. Now, just to play devil's advocate, I'm willing to admit there's another scenario. Michael has said on several occasions, I'm very worried about the way that Angela treats me and the way that she speaks to me and how dominant she is over me. If this is how she is while she's over here with me in Nigeria, how is she going to be when I get to America? I'm not sure if I want this. And so guys, I've got a sneaking suspicion that Michael's trying to hedge his bets. Just in case it does work out terribly with Angela, he's got somewhere else to go. I really don't know, but yeah, it's very, very bad behaviour. To me, it renders the relationship pretty much untenable. But Michael was getting questions from the cast and from Sean the host thick and fast, and he was barely able to answer.
Michael, but tell me something, how are you with your wife and then sending text messages to other women while you're with your wife? How do you do that?
He just said, I'm sorry. He really didn't know what to say. And then he had this from Andre.
You don't say love it for one day, you say it like in time. So what do you throw words like that, Michael? That's kind of fucked up, you did.
Yeah, I know. I messed up. I'm sorry.
It was the old classic there from Michael. I'm sorry. Very few words, even less meaning. And of course, Kim couldn't help but to get involved.
Michael, you can suck your teeth all you want to. You're fucking wrong. Like a little bitch.
So the net effect of all of this interaction with the rest of the cast and everybody castigating Michael absolutely emboldened Angela. But what I was startled by was the stunning lack of anything approaching equity or fairness in the situation. But wait, what's this? Oh, fantastic. Angela's friend, the one who accompanied her to Nigeria for her crime spree, is here in the studio. Finally, we're going to get to the heart of Angela's wrongdoings. Sean asks Renee what she thinks to this relationship, and Renee says she's not sure if Michael loves Angela, and she thinks he may be in it just for the green card. You don't say. But then we get more of the same. She said Angela's always backing up Michael, but Michael doesn't go to bat for her. It's very disappointing. And she prattled on for a few minutes more, But what really got to me was they glossed over what actually happened on that trip to Nigeria. It was honestly like an episode of Sex Mad Nanas Abroad. She rolled into Nigeria, shouting and screaming the odds. She went to Michael's house at the dead of night. She pulled numerous things off his car, certainly causing damage. She screamed at Michael and his family members. She pushed and shoved him when he finally did come out of the house, and she made numerous threats to him. All of that, it would seem, Sean forgot. She forgot to say that Angela should have been charged with the following: bullying, threats to kill, disturbing the peace, affray, aggravated criminal damage, threats to kill, and domestic abuse. But then Sean turned from agitator to straight up shit stirrer.
Well, speaking of social media, Angela, I'm not sure if you are aware of this, but we recently noticed that Michael is back on Instagram.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
Some blogger posted it.
Yeah. I was actually watching that same account, yeah.
No,
I sent it to Usman.
no.
Yes.
So as you can see here, the whole cast got involved. Apparently Michael's back on Instagram. This he denies, but there's no accounting for rank stupidity, but I guess pretty much anyone could have made that account. So then Sean asks Angela, what do you think it means when Michael said, I'll send some money over? And she said, he's been sending money somewhere else. And then Sean said, like it was the most normal thing ever, Michael, have you got a bank account that Angela doesn't know about? What? He's a grown man. He can have whatever bloody bank account he wants. This to me took the biscuit. This is financial coercive control. It's wrong. For what it's worth, Michael denied having a secret bank account and also denied sending money. But then they rolled out Michael's Uncle Stephen from Nigeria. Now I thought when he came out he was going to be there to back Michael up, but oh no. He sat on stage telling Michael that his actions were sinful and an abomination and asking him why he cheated on his wife. Michael again said he was very sorry, and Uncle Stephen promised to speak to Michael and make sure he stays on the right track. What track's that, Uncle Stephen? Oh, the track for his green card, so he can still go to America. I see you, fair enough. But then finally, producers decide to show what happened in Nigeria when Angela turned up to Michael's house unannounced. And we see a scuffle between Angela and Michael, but we don't see any of the criminal damage or the threat. And back in the studio.
Angela, do you regret any of your actions?
Nope.
Not at all? Why not?
I knew it.
They didn't show any of the criminal damage or the screaming and shouting, and Angela regrets nothing. Why? Because she knew he was cheating. Angela, so were you. Who's Billy? What was happening with you and him? You were texting him. You met him on social media. Where's the difference? Honestly, guys, I can't take it. But then Sean decides to ask the cast the following.
Let me ask the other cast members here. Is there anybody here who believes that Angela's behavior over time may have contributed to the breakdown of this relationship to the point where Michael was seeking love elsewhere?
No.
No.
Everybody said no, except for the one person who doesn't give an F and who isn't scared of Angela. Come through, Yara, come through. Yara said, I'm not saying what Michael has done is right. Cheating's the wrong thing. But she's a bully. She's been bullying him. Everybody looked shocked and aghast. Nobody backed her up in any meaningful way, or in fact, in any way at all. And then Angela's friend, Renee, said the following.
I'm not gonna say so much bullying, because that's kind of look, it's not an appropriate word to be using bullying. It's kind of strong. He knew what he was getting into, so you can't say that she was bullying him because she didn't bully him. Michael always makes her out to look like she's saying things to him because she's rude.
What? Firstly, Michael knew what he was getting into. That's not an excuse for the treatment that he's getting. And secondly, those castmates are all a load of pussies. They're so shit scared of her, they daren't even admit what we've all seen and what we've all been seeing for seasons now. Repeat after me. Angela is a bully. And so then Sean brought up in a very perfunctory manner Angela's relationship with her friend Billy. And Angela admitted to having a 1 week crush, and she brushed it off with a bit of laughter. Guys, what was interesting about this to me was that they never showed any pictures, video, nothing. Billy was not seen. Why? For the same reason we didn't see her ripping parts off Michael's car. There's definitely some sort of agenda here, that's for sure. Things are bad for Michael, things are very, very bad. But Michael, things are always going to get worse if you're a fool and a liar. Because Angela said to him, he invited that girl out here for Valentine's Day. And Michael said, yeah, I'm sorry. And she said, what, you actually did? I thought you did. But you denied it. Now you're verifying it. Michael's told so many lies. He doesn't know when he's lying and when he's not. He doesn't know what he's already admitted to. So they managed to catch him out on that. And then Michael's response to it was, but she didn't come. Michael, but you tried to get her out to Nigeria for Valentine's Day. The fact she didn't come means nothing. Guys, there's no saving this relationship. And I'm not denying that Michael's a massive, massive liar and a cheat and a philanderer. But Angela's not much better, and she's also a bully and a noise pollutant. And so we finished the segment with Angela running out in tears. She's consoled by her friend outside. And she said, I was never sure about the Valentine's Day thing, but now he's just admitted it. And it does seem as if around every corner there's one more awful revelation about Michael. But what has really got my goat about all of this is that nobody ever dares stand up to Angela. Michael may well have been a cheat anyway, but we'll never know because Angela has bullied him for 5 years. We'll never know if she pushed him to it or if that's just who he was. But the thing that sticks in my craw is the fact that nobody is holding Angela's feet to the fire. Nobody is saying this behaviour is manifestly unacceptable. And the problem with that is she sees nothing wrong in her behaviour and she's going to continue to do it. It's incumbent upon all of us to actually call somebody out when we know they're behaving badly towards somebody else. You can't just be like Renee saying, well, bullying's too strong a word. Bullying's too weak a word. DV is the word I'd like to use. But my final question is thus, how has it come to this? Why is it that nobody is stepping up to Angela except for Yara? Why is Sean copping a blind one to Angela's shenanigans? Sean, you seem to know every little thing and remember every little thing that Michael's done. But seemingly whatever Angela's done is, well, quickly brushed off. Guys, I think the producers had a big hand in all of this. To me, there's no other logical reason why she wasn't called out by Sean or by any of the other castmates. But I guess there is one other scenario, and that's a scenario in which other castmates are actually scared of Angela. I suppose if I think about it, she is quite an imposing presence, and she's also quite a bitter little biatch. If you cross Angela, she'll never ever forget it. She'll be ready to bite back if she sees you in person. She'll get up close and personal and poke a bony finger in your face. If she doesn't see you, even worse, she'll stalk you on social media. She is certainly a handful, but is that any reason to kowtow to her bullying nature? I don't think so. Guys, I would love to hear what you've got to say about this. I haven't covered Angela and Michael for seasons and seasons because of her behaviour. I don't think we should support it, but I did feel the need to draw everyone's attention to this. I want you to tell me if you feel that this was manifestly unfair as I do. Right guys, rant over, I think. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like and all that good stuff. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. But yeah, that's about it. Thanks so much for listening. You've been listening to Ebird Online and I bid you good day.